Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I want to do a quick rundown and breakdown of a niche that I'm betting has tremendous possibility to be a strong performer this cycle and hopefully bring a bit of adoption to Pulse Chain here. So for those of you who may or may not know, me, Brandon B here, launched EEVEE a couple days ago. You might have heard, did a 50x in just about a week. Up about 17% on the 24-hour. I say that to say that EEVEE is most definitely not the only Poke ticker out there. We've seen a lot of people launching kind of their own Poke tickers as well. But I did want to highlight and bring a bit of attention here to the PokéCenter. Because, first and foremost, EEVEE is under official consideration to join the PokéCenter. Why does that matter? Obviously, anyone could just launch a Poke ticker, but it seems like the PokéCenter Telegram group seems to kind of be, taking the lead here on creating a group where anyone can just kind of join and sort of filter out, what do they call it? Kind of the chaff from the hay. Oh, damn, that's going to bother me. And sort out the nonsense from what might have potential, right? So it's an honor to be kind of officially considered. I can't wait to see EEVEE eventually join the PokéCenter. But for now, we are under official consideration, and I did want to do a rundown on what's going on in the PokéCenter. So taking a look at Charm here, we're down 20% on the day. Now this is a very interesting situation we have here with Charm because I was in the PokéCenter the day of kind of this giant capitulation crash here, trying to get caught up on the background drama, and while I'm not, fully aware of every single last detail, just to make a long story short here, it seems like some of the early players butt heads with some of the other people, involved in kind of the early launch of this thing. Those early people seem to have gotten out. Massive kind of capitulation crash, bit of a community takeover, so we've seen a very nice recovery since kind of the CTO community takeover, seeing an 840% pump. Very nice to see because Charm is paired in, has a EEVEE pair, so shout out to my Charm fan. Now Pika, the #1 most popular Pokemon of all time, absolutely killing it as of late. We've seen Somi really kind of take the initiative to sing its praises on this one. Now, not to preach to the choir too much here, but I do want to say Somi, I think, is not only very entertaining, but he's also very smart. He's, I think, very cognizant of how he shows Pulse Chain to other people because he knows he's able to reach a very wide audience and get the attention of people outside of Pulse Chain. So I think he very intentionally saw this Pika to Pico as something that has, a very positive, cute, wholesome, front-facing aspect to Pulse Chain that I think he felt very comfortable kind of saying like, hey, this is a good example of what Pulse Chain can do, and it is. Been absolutely killing it. Now, to be fair, I think this $91 million market cap might be slightly off. It kind of depends on how you measure the supply. It might actually be closer to just about 9 million there. So, regardless of how you mention it, if Pulse Chain is to succeed, I think I'm betting that we're going to see things like Pika absolutely take off. It's great to see this thing starting to get attention outside of Pulse Chain. Up just about 1% on the day. Good to see. Moving on to Meowth here, Pulse Chain's #1 cat coin. We had a massive run up here, 4,700, nearly 4,800% growth. Down 12% on the 24 hours, a bit of a consolidation period. Again, in my opinion, this is kind of normal to be expected to see after such a massive run up, a bit of consolidation, not the worst thing in the world. We also have a very thick pair in liquidity with Meowth, so it's great to see kind of the #1 cat coin on Pulse Chain and the #1 dog coin on Pulse Chain have that confirmed friendship. Shout out to all you Meowth guys. Blastoise down 4.75% on the day. Again, Blastoise, similar kind of situation here, right? Massive run up, a little bit of consolidation. This is kind of to be expected. Moving on to Peanut Brain here, a ticker that is most definitely not PokéChain, but it is a friend of the ecosystem. We have a very thick pair of Peanut Butt with EEVEE as well. These guys have been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes, so it's great to see them succeed here, up 7.7% just about on the day. Massive run up recently post EEVEE launch, so I'm long and strong on this one, folks. I know they also have a second ticker launching pretty soon here, Hive, so it's going to be super interesting to see how that plays out in the near future. Moving on to the great and powerful EEVEE. We recently got listed on Morales here. That's super cool to see. So we did about a 50x in just about a week here. Had a bit of a cool off, which is, in my opinion, kind of to be expected whenever something has a massive run up. Cool offs, aren't the end of the world. But we're seeing a very decent recovery here. I think we're up roughly 50% from our lows here. Yeah, just about 52% from our lows. So that's super cool to see. EEVEE fam is growing all the time. We are the fluffiest ticker on the blockchain. We're the new global reserve currency, and we are Pulsechain's #1 dog coin. Yet somehow we're just hovering at just about a 200k market cap. And again, guys, my whole thinking with this is if, things like peak are ultimately one day worth 100, 300 million, a billion, something like that. EEVEE being the third most popular Pokemon of all time, why shouldn't it be close to that, right? That's my thinking. I don't know that for sure. It's up to you guys in the free market to decide, right? Free market's been deciding. There might be something to that so far, but we'll see. Also want to give just a quick shout out here to Rocketeer.pls. He's been doing some super cool kind of PokéChain content recently. He's not the only one. Shout out to people like EEVEE, as well as wonderful people such as Edo James, F30 over here as well. So shout out to all you wonderful EEVEE fam out there. Now, before I forget as well, I just want to give a quick thanks to Paul Slorian. We recently got EEVEE on the Paul Slorian bubbles. That's super cool to see. They were very helpful and very willing to help and kind of getting EEVEE up there. So shout out to you guys as well. Magikarp. So this is not a PokéCenter official Poke ticker, but it is quite cheap, so I did want to give him a bit of a shout out here. 77k market cap. I also thought it was interesting to just kind of touch on what we see a little bit here. So for those of you who don't know, it is there are risks when launching a new ticker, because there's lots of snipers out there that can get a lot of supply very early on, and they're able to do crazy things and manipulate the price, with these giant wicks here. So thankfully, we didn't see that with EEVEE, largely because I'm a nobody, and so nobody was tracking my stuff, which is great. It's better to have low expectations than be pleasantly surprised than the other way around, right? If you're starting at the bottom, you got nowhere to go but up. So that's how I view it, right? Mudkip, another undervalued Poke ticker here, down 0.82% on the day. Massive run up, bit of a consolidation. We're starting to see a bit of a running theme here. With some of the Poke tickers, we're having a bit of consolidation period, which is kind of good to see if you're accumulating. Snorlax, 300k market cap, down 12.18% on the day, with very cool kind of GIF there. Very similar picture what we're seeing with a lot of the ecosystem right now. Big giant run up, lots of performance, and a bit of a cool off, bit of a consolidation period. Again, kind of normal to see. So Electric, part of the Palmy ecosystem here, 150k market cap, down 2.75% on the day. Big run-up consolidation, running theme here. I do think there's a bit of interesting game theory behind this. I don't want to misspeak because I don't fully understand, but I do encourage you guys to hop in the Telegram here and find out more, because I think this is a bit more than just a simple kind of just token here. I think, Ditto, another very strong performer, 468k market cap, down 6.89% on the day. Very similar, big run up, bit of a consolidation period here. So a lot of these Poke tickers have pairs with each other. So that's why we see a lot of this movement in unison, not just due to kind of market sentiment, but because of the pairings as well, right? So that's probably why we're going to see a lot of kind of similar movements, similar price structure, so that's kind of to be expected. Palmy up massively as well. Bit of a consolidation. Same thing. Go give their Telegram a follow here. Down 3% on the day. 646k market cap. So folks, with things like, potentially more pro-crypto legislation, hopefully, being introduced soon here, Bitcoin starting to see some signs of life, I did want to start probably doing this on a semi-regular basis, because I think Pulsechain has so much potential, especially now, and specifically this niche. I mean, guys, these are ultra low market caps. We're talking about a couple 100k here. This is absolutely nothing. I remember last cycle, people were, raising tens of millions of dollars, all the time. That's slightly hyperbole. That's only slightly. So, guys, I can't make any promises, right? I don't know anything for sure, but I am betting that this niche has a lot of potential in the future. So I want to make this kind of a semi-regular thing. Please let me know what you guys think I should include in some of these kind of PokéChain breakdowns. I'll probably make different kind of watch lists. This is kind of the PokéChain and Friends watch list. This is strictly a PokéCenter pure watch list. I could probably make different ones. For just particular ecosystems. I'll see how it goes, but I just wanted to kind of play around with the idea and with how to do this. I haven't really done this in years, so a bit rusty, folks. Please forgive me. All right, I'll wrap it up here. It's too long. Bye.
One of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Hepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, yes, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian?